Ladies and gentlemen, friends of our Senior Health After 50 community, let me ask you something deeply personal. What if I told you that almost everything you've been told about aging, that it means slowing down, losing your spark, and quietly saying goodbye to passion, wasn't just misleading, it was flat out wrong? You see, I've spent over 30 years in clinics, hospitals, and lecture halls. I've sat across from truck drivers who spent decades behind the wheel, retired teachers who shaped generations, decorated veterans who gave everything for their country, and grandmothers who carried entire families on their shoulders. And after all those years, here's the truth I've learned. The human body never stops trying to heal. Not at 60s, not at 70s, not even at 80s. The tragedy is that too many people buy into the lie that intimacy is gone, that energy is faded, and that circulation can only be restored with expensive pills or painful treatments. But I'm here to tell you something different. Your body has far more left in the tank than you realize. And the tools to unlock that hidden vitality, they're not locked away in a laboratory or hiding in a pharmacy. They're right there in your fruit basket, waiting for you. Stay with me, because today I'm going to reveal how 4 ordinary fruits, yes, simple fruits you can pick up at any grocery store, can reignite your circulation, restore your hormones, and rebuild intimacy in ways science is only just beginning to understand. And I promise you this, by the end of this video, you will never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. Before we dive in, let me ask you a small favor. If you believe it's time to challenge the myths about aging and you want to stay updated with science-backed tips to keep your golden years strong and vibrant, hit the like button, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to Senior Health After 50. It costs nothing, but it might just change someone's life. Now, let's uncover the truth. Fruit number 1, red grapes. Circulation restorer. When most people think about grapes, they picture a quick snack, maybe a sweet addition to a fruit salad, or even a glass of wine at dinner. But what often gets overlooked is that these small, vibrant fruits are hiding one of the most powerful longevity compounds ever studied, resveratrol. Resveratrol acts like a coach for your blood vessels. Imagine your arteries as highways over time. They can stiffen, narrow, or become clogged. Resveratrol works by signaling those vessels to relax, expand, and allow more oxygen-rich blood to flow freely. That means more energy to your muscles, sharper focus for your brain, better stamina for your heart, and yes, even renewed vitality in areas tied to intimacy that many people quietly worry about after 60. Now, this isn't just theory. Some of the most remarkable examples of healthy aging in history have come from regions where grapes and grape products are dietary staples. Take the French paradox, for example. For decades, researchers were puzzled by how the French maintained relatively low rates of heart disease despite diets rich in cheese, bread, and wine. One explanation? Their regular consumption of red wine, which is loaded with resveratrol. To put it in perspective, former French President François Mitterrand was known for his love of Bordeaux wine. While his lifestyle was far from clean by today's standards, he maintained robust circulation for years, something many scientists have linked to the polyphenols in red grapes and wine. This doesn't mean wine is a cure-all, of course, but it does highlight how consistent exposure to resveratrol can help preserve circulation even under stress. Let me bring it closer to home. I once worked with a retired school teacher, a woman in her 70s, who loved gardening but found herself constantly fatigued and out of breath. Her legs felt heavy, her hands were always cold, and intimacy was nearly impossible. We introduced something deceptively simple, a daily bowl of red grapes, nothing extreme. Within 3 months, her walking distance doubled, her hands no longer felt icy, and she confessed with a shy smile that her marriage had taken on new warmth. And she's not alone. Look at celebrities who've championed grape-based nutrition. Oprah Winfrey, for example, has openly discussed incorporating grapes and red wine into her wellness routine. She framed it not as indulgence, but as nourishment for longevity. And if you've watched her in recent years, she radiates energy and vitality well past the age when most slow down. From a scientific standpoint, grapes owe much of their power to resveratrol's effect on nitric oxide, a molecule your body produces to dilate blood vessels. Many of the prescription drugs used for circulation and even erectile dysfunction rely on this same pathway, but grapes do it naturally, gently, and without the side effects. For men, this often translates into firmer, longer-lasting responses during intimacy. For women, improved blood flow to the pelvic region means less dryness, more sensitivity, and greater comfort. It's not just about function, it's about restoring feeling. What amazes me is how such a humble fruit can make such a profound difference. Billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates, who has spent billions funding longevity research, once joked that if a compound like resveratrol could be bottled and patented, it would be $1 trillion drug. Instead, it grows on vines, accessible to everyone. So the next time you pass by grapes at the store, don't just think of them as a sweet snack. Think of them as a natural prescription for circulation, intimacy, and vitality. No pharmacy needed. Fruit number 2, cranberries, the kidney guardian. When you hear the word cranberry, most people think of Thanksgiving, maybe that tart red jelly sitting next to the turkey. For decades, even I underestimated this fruit. But the truth is, cranberries are far more than a holiday side dish. They are one of nature's strongest guardians for the kidneys and urinary tract, 2 areas of the body that quietly dictate how well we age, how much energy we have, and yes, how confident we feel in intimacy. Think of your kidneys as a pair of master filters. They don't just remove toxins, they regulate blood pressure, balance electrolytes, and help maintain circulation. When kidney function slows with age, waste products build up. The result? Inflammation spreads, blood flow weakens, energy fades, and sensitivity during closeness disappears. This is where cranberries step in. They're loaded with proanthocyanidins, powerful plant compounds that prevent bacteria from clinging to the urinary tract walls. That means fewer infections, less irritation, and a smoother flow of blood and nutrients to the pelvic region. I remember one patient, a retired nurse in her late 60s, who came to me exhausted from recurring urinary tract infections. She described feeling uncomfortable, embarrassed, and disconnected from her partner. We added unsweetened cranberry juice and a handful of dried cranberries to her daily routine. Within weeks, her symptoms eased. 3 months later, she told me with tears in her eyes that she finally felt safe in her body again. That emotional safety opened the door to renewed intimacy with her husband. Now, let's zoom out. Some of the most powerful global examples of cranberries' value come from unexpected places. John F. Kennedy, the American president, suffered from chronic back pain and infections during his life. Although cranberries weren't his secret weapon, modern historians point out that he frequently drank fruit juices, including cranberry blends, as part of his health regimen. Doctors at the time recognized cranberries' role in urinary health, even if science hadn't fully caught up. Today, we know much more. Better kidney health means steadier circulation, lower blood pressure, and stronger intimacy. For men, improved kidney function translates into stronger erections and more stamina. Why? Because the kidneys regulate nitric oxide and blood pressure, 2 critical factors for performance. For women, cranberries mean less irritation, greater comfort, and a confidence that restores the emotional side of intimacy. And here's the beauty. You don't need much. A handful of dried cranberries tossed into oatmeal, a glass of tart, unsweetened cranberry juice in the morning. Small, daily steps that quietly add up to major transformation. It's almost poetic, this little red fruit defending one of the most private yet vital systems in our body. In my decades of medical practice, I've seen patients spend thousands on treatments for intimacy problems, only to discover that part of the answer was sitting in the produce aisle all along. So the next time you see cranberries, don't dismiss them as just a festive garnish. See them for what they are, silent guardians of your kidneys, your circulation, and the closeness you share with the people you love. Fruit number 3, papaya, the energy awakener. Papaya isn't just a tropical treat, it's like sunshine on a plate. Its golden orange flesh feels soft and sweet, but beneath that sweetness lies a powerhouse for restoring energy, balancing hormones, and reigniting vitality after 60. When I think of papaya, I don't just see a fruit, I see a natural healer. It's packed with vitamins A, C, and E, as well as digestive enzymes like papain that reduce inflammation, ease bloating, and help your body absorb nutrients more efficiently. And if there's one thing I've learned as a physician, it's that when digestion improves, everything improves. Your energy, your sleep, your mood, even your intimacy. I once treated a retired principal, Mr. Thompson, who came to me in his early 70s. He was doing everything right, walking daily, eating lean proteins, even taking his vitamins. But he still felt drained. His words stuck with me. "Doc, I feel like my body has forgotten how to be alive." Instead of giving him another pill, I recommended something different. Start each morning with fresh papaya blended into a yogurt smoothie. 2 months later, he walked into my office with a new light in his eyes. His energy had surged, his sleep had improved, and his marriage, he admitted with a smile, felt 20 years younger. What changed? Papaya helped his body naturally regulate testosterone and circulation. For him, that meant renewed stamina and intimacy. For his wife, it meant getting her partner back, not the tired, frustrated man, but the vibrant husband she remembered. This isn't just anecdotal. Around the world, papaya is revered as a longevity food. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the famous blue zones where people regularly live past 100, papaya is a staple. These communities don't rely on supplements or hormone replacement. They rely on fruits like papaya to keep energy steady and hormones balanced. Even public figures have quietly leaned on papaya. Mahatma Gandhi, during his long fasts and health experiments, often broke them with simple fruits like papaya. Why? Because it's gentle, nourishing, and energizing without overwhelming the body. In modern times, wellness advocates like Martha Stewart have openly shared their love for papaya as part of their beauty and vitality routines, understanding that what it does for the skin on the outside begins with what it restores on the inside. For women, papaya is equally powerful. By supporting estrogen balance and improving blood flow to the pelvic region, it helps ease dryness, reduce discomfort, and restore natural desire. It also nourishes the adrenal glands, the body's stress regulators, allowing intimacy to feel less like effort and more like joy. And here's what I love most about papaya. It's approachable. No complicated preparation, no expensive regimen. You can scoop it with a spoon, blend it into a smoothie, or add it to a fruit salad. It doesn't hit you with fireworks. Instead, it restores slowly and steadily, like a gentle sunrise, until one day, you realize your energy has returned, your confidence is stronger, and your body feels alive again. So, when you slice open a papaya, you're not just eating fruit, you're feeding your hormones, your circulation, and your connection with life itself. Fruit number 4, cherries, the intimacy booster. There's something magical about cherries. Unlike other fruits, you don't just eat them, you experience them. Their deep, velvet red color, their sweet tart burst of flavor, and the way they slow you down, you savor cherries. And inside these small fruits is one of nature's most powerful formulas for restoring circulation, calming inflammation, improving sleep, and, perhaps most importantly, reigniting intimacy. From a medical perspective, cherries are loaded with anthocyanins, natural antioxidants that protect your arteries from inflammation and keep your blood vessels supple. They also increase nitric oxide, the same compound that medications use to trigger healthy blood flow. But cherries do it gently, naturally, and without the risks. That means more oxygen-rich blood reaching not just your brain and heart, but also the intimate regions that too often suffer in silence as we age. I once worked with a couple in their late 60s, married for over 40 years. The husband confided in me that he felt disconnected from his own body. He was sluggish, his confidence was low, and intimacy with his wife had become rare. His wife, ever patient, admitted she missed the closeness but didn't want to pressure him. Instead of prescribing pills, I suggested a nightly ritual, a small bowl of cherries before bed. 2 months later, they walked into my office holding hands, smiling like newlyweds. Their secret? Cherries. The combination of improved circulation and better sleep had transformed their energy and their bond. They laughed, they touched, they looked at each other with the spark they thought was gone forever. And this isn't just anecdotal, science backs it up. Cherries contain natural melatonin, which helps regulate deep, restorative sleep. And when you sleep better, your hormones stabilize, your stress levels drop, and your emotional openness increases. In other words, cherries don't just heal the body, they heal the relationship between body and mind. Think about this. Former US President Ronald Reagan, even in his later years, was often pictured enjoying bowls of cherries at his ranch. Historians note his preference for the fruit, partly because of their anti-inflammatory benefits. While Reagan had his health struggles, many believe cherries contributed to the vitality he displayed well into his older years. Similarly, athletes like LeBron James and other high-performance figures today use tart cherry juice to reduce inflammation and speed recovery, a testament to cherries' power to keep blood vessels and muscles young. For men, cherries can mean stronger erections, better stamina, and a sense of control that aging often tries to steal away. For women, cherries enhance pelvic circulation, making intimacy more comfortable, more pleasurable, and more emotionally fulfilling. And because they also reduce stiffness in the joints, they make the entire body feel freer and lighter, an overlooked but essential part of enjoying closeness. What I find most beautiful about cherries is their gentleness. They don't hit you with dramatic results overnight. Instead, they work quietly, softening your blood vessels, soothing inflammation, improving sleep, and little by little, restoring the rhythm between your body and your emotions. In a world full of quick fixes, synthetic pills, and flashy promises, cherries stand out as a fruit of wisdom. They remind us that healing can be slow, subtle, and deeply human. Sometimes, all it takes is a handful of cherries in the evening to open the door to intimacy again, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual closeness. So, the next time you sit down with a bowl of cherries, don't see them as just another snack. See them as nature's invitation to restore energy, rebuild connection, and remember what it feels like to truly be alive with someone you love. So, what's the lesson here, my friends? Aging isn't the end, it's a brand new beginning. When we look at something as simple as 4 fruits, grapes, cranberries, papaya, and cherries, we discover that vitality isn't something locked away in a pharmacy. It's not only for the young, it's right there in nature, waiting for us. When you nourish your body with these gifts, you don't just restore blood flow, you restore confidence. You don't just ease discomfort, you revive joy. And you remind yourself and your partner that connection, intimacy, and energy belong to every stage of life, if only you choose to nurture them. Aging is not a curse, it's an invitation to live deeper, to love harder, and to savor what really matters. Every wrinkle is a story, every heartbeat is proof that you are still here. And with a bowl of fruit, you can give your body what it's been asking for all along, the chance to feel alive again. So tomorrow morning, when you see those grapes, those cranberries, that papaya, or that bowl of cherries, don't just see food. See possibility, see connection, see the future you still deserve. Because you are not finished, you are not too old, and your spark hasn't gone out, it's just waiting for you to feed it. Take this step today, not because you have to, but because you deserve joy, you deserve energy, you deserve closeness at any age. And if this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to pass it forward. Tap the like button, share this video with someone you care about, and hit subscribe to join our Senior Health After 50 family. Together, we're building a community that proves every single day the best years can still be ahead.